from Birmingham. The final pre-SEC matchup of the year will tip off at 6 p.m. Central Time, with radio coverage on the network beginning at 5 p.m. from Legacy Arena in Birmingham. Crimson Tide Today is brought to you by Dex Imaging. Crimson Tide Today is a production of the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
WTUG HD2 Northport and W265CG Tuscaloosa. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Touchdown. That championship trophy is headed back to Tuscaloosa. Up 15, dominating with this defense. Richardson breaks free on the sideline. End zone. Oh, love that.
You saw the Gatorade shower this time. I love it. Clippers wide open. Tide rolling again. Alabama again, the champions of college football. The loser kicker and will not be caught. Touchdown, Drake. Alabama back on top. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown! Alabama wins. The Crimson Tide will not be denied. Devontae Smith cannot be stopped. Saban with his 7th national championship. National championship number 18. 13 all. Absolute perfection.
Jay Barker led the Crimson Tide to a national championship in 1992. Winner of the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award and a finalist in New York for the Heisman Trophy. Voted the SEC Player of the Year. Drafted by the Green Bay Packers, seeing time with the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. The winningest quarterback in Alabama history with the record of 35-2-1. Member of the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame. Jay Barker brings that same championship quality and football expertise to his own radio network and show. Joining him is University of Alabama professor Lars Anderson, who is also a New York Times best-selling author and a 20-year veteran of Sports Illustrated. Live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham, The Jay Barker Show.
Yeah, well, for the most part, I'm really pleased with the way the players are sort of pushing through. I think you really have to focus when you have a little time off on forcing yourself, pushing yourself to finish, play with discipline, get back to the kind of focus that it takes to execute on a consistent basis, and not take for granted that you're just going to pick up where you left off. I think there's a little process that you have to go through. We had 3 good days of, sort of fundamental type practices, and actually started yesterday, on preparation for this game. Continued that, to some degree to today. So if you're not pushing yourself, if you're not doing all the things you need to do to focus on doing your job at a high level, and being able to sustain, get your conditioning level up to where you can sustain your performance, then, you're really kind of helping your opponent. So, we're also, being very conscious with our players about, taking care of themselves, social distancing, all those types of things, so that we can kind of manage our way through, some of the flu that's going around, not just COVID, but stomach viruses and things like that. So, but so far the players have done a pretty good job of doing that. Now we'll finish this week with Tuesday and Wednesday practices. Then the players will be off for 3 days. We're going to Dallas on the 26th. We'll practice out there on the 26th, and kind of have a normal week of practice. So we're excited and happy all the time that we have players that get recognized for national awards. I think who they are, but I just want to publicly congratulate all those guys for their great efforts this year. And it's always a good thing that, guys get, a lot of positive self-gratification for being recognized. And but it's also a team sport. So if you got recognized for anything, then, you should know that somebody else on your team did a really good job to help you have the success that you had. And I think our players are very, aware of that. So we don't have any, new updates on injuries or anything like that. We've got guys practicing and doing the best they can.
Welcome into the Jay Barker Show. Matt Coulter, Lars Anderson. Jay is watching SA. Sarah Ashley, Little Hoops, as many of you know. She is reaching superstardom, as I guess she's a shooting guard at Georgia. But Lars and I will...
She's destined to play in the WNBA.
I don't want to say that. I think you just jinxed everybody, Lars. That's it. I've had enough.
Matt, you came in here guns blazing, man.
You don't get a shower for 2 straight days in the morning. You have to shower. I hate showering at night.
You got to explain that to our listeners.
Our neighborhood is having some water issues, so they are working on it. It gets somewhat repaired in the afternoon, so I can shower then. But I'm one of those people that if I don't have a shower in the morning, and I'm a pretty good guy most of the time. You don't see me in a foul mood, do you?
No,
I'm in a foul mood today.
No, actually, I've never seen you in a bad mood. This is
the
first time.
I'm really just kind of playing it up because I think it's a little bit funny. But are you one of the, I can't start my day without a shower. And then I read my Bible verse and I get in the shower. That is my protocol for life. Do you have to have a shower in the morning?
Absolutely. And, sometimes like if I go for a run in the morning, I'll then get in the shower. It's been a while since I went for a run in the morning, but get in the shower, then you get out and you're still kind of like hot and sweaty. And I'm reminded of that George Costanza line where he said the shower didn't take. Yeah. I'm the biggest Seinfeld fan in the world. I've seen every episode multiple times, but a couple things about what Nick Saban said, that he's pleased with how the players are sort of at this stage where they're just pushing through practices and not taking anything for granted, and also just with the outbreak of COVID going on in our country. It's some NFL teams are absolutely decimated by it. The Cleveland Browns last night were down so many starters. Nick Mullins, the pride of Spain Park, I thought performed admirably, put Cleveland in a position to win. And then Derek Carr, the Raiders quarterback, made a few plays, and then former Auburn kicker, what's his name, Matt? He drilled a game-winning field goal at the end there. But Cleveland lost that game in my mind because of COVID, because they're down so many guys and had to go with a quarterback that they just picked up off the street. So I do think that managing COVID is going to be a crucial factor in determining who wins the national championship.
And let me jump your gun. Who is leading the charge on trying to protect his team during the bowl season?
Nick Saban.
Is anybody surprised by that?
Yeah. I mean, and so, he said that we're being very conscious with our players about taking care of themselves, social distancing, all those things. And so they're trying to manage COVID. He also mentioned, with the loss of Mechie, that the younger guys are playing well, stepping up. And, you don't want to call this a trap game for Alabama playing Cincinnati, but it's just you listen to people all across the country, writers who I really, am fans of and friends with, and nobody's given Cincinnati a chance in this game. Nobody. And that's scary because Luke Fickell, such a good coach. And I've gotten to know Luke through my friend Matt Finkus, who's lives in Columbus. Was a former All-American at Ohio State. I got to know Matt when I was writing a book called The Proving Ground. It was a season I spent in NFL Europe when that existed all the way back in 2000. I covered the 2000 year in Glasgow, and Matt was on the team, and we just hit it off. We had so much fun together, and I definitely crossed the line between maintaining that distance between reporter and subject, because we hit the pubs quite often. And
there,
and
93, 94.
We just became really good buddies. And Luke was Matt's roommate at Ohio State. I think I mentioned that the other day. And their other roommate was Matt Vrabel. And so Finkus is like, gosh, what am I doing?
What happened?
What am I doing with my life here? But Fickle, one, I thought he got a raw deal when he was sort of the interim coach at Ohio State, and they really didn't give him a chance. And they ended up going with Ryan Day, which in retrospect, it was a good move. But I think Luke Fickle is destined for greater things. And I think if his agent would have lobbied the Notre Dame brass, I think Fickle could have gotten that Notre Dame job, but I don't think he wanted it. I think he wanted to show his Cincinnati players that, hey, we're here. I'm in it with you. I'm not leaving you guys. This is Cincinnati's one chance, probably in the history of the program, to win a national championship, and they are going against big bad Alabama. And if you're Alabama, it's almost like you're in a no-win situation here. But it's going to take, I think, some really good coaching from Saban and others on that staff to make sure that these kids are laser focused. And I mentioned this yesterday, and I got a little blowback on Twitter that I'm just not sure how many Alabama fans are going to be traveling because they've been in so many of these playoff games in years past, and it's just expensive. It's expensive, and especially if you want to go to the national championship game and you think, this is...
And that's it. Most are going, we're going to beat Cincinnati. I'm going to Indy.
Yeah. Do you give Cincinnati a chance in this game?
I do now, and the more people that keep piling on Alabama and riding that bandwagon, the more anxious it makes me. You said you want to call it a trap game? I will call it.
Yeah.
It's a trap game. And I'm not sure, based on their schedule and the limited amount of times that we've seen Cincinnati on television, people realize how good this football team is. Do you remember Jerome Ford?
Yeah.
You remember how good he was even in his limited appearances?
I think he would be the starter at Alabama.
Yes, he would right now.
Yeah.
And I love B-Rob, but I think that's the case. And I think we counted the other day, there are probably 4 players on the Cincinnati roster that will go in the first 2 rounds.
Yes.
So
they have talent, and they got a really good quarterback. And, if Alabama makes some uncharacteristic mistakes, turns the ball over in inopportune times, they don't win the special teams game. There's so many ways you can beat yourself when you're playing what looks like an inferior opponent. But I think that the gap between Cincinnati and Alabama is not as wide. The talent gap is not as wide as a lot of people believe it is.
Not 13.5?
No.
I don't think so either. And if Alabama plays like they did against Auburn, they may get beat by 13.5.
Well, and the other thing is, Alabama's coming off like basically the perfect game, right, against Georgia.
So how do you get?
Where's the
next rung on the ladder?
Where did that offensive line play come from? Nowhere.
I don't know.
It's just like, I don't know. Things, from Alabama's perspective, it just makes you a little nervous. But hey, I want to get into on the other side a controversial decision made by my buddy Bruce Arians, and try to dig into that and get your analysis of it as well, Matt.
Perfect. Just to wrap up this segment on Saban, he is returning to COVID protocol of last year now, and he is going to enforce it through what he hopes will be a national championship game appearance. But Again, leave it to Nick. I mean, it's like every round of golf, they're just teeing off, and he's already got the lead in the clubhouse. He seized it all. I didn't have a shower.
I take it you're
I
a
didn't
fan.
have a shower today. I didn't have a shower.
I can tell.
Hey, by the way, the show's being brought to you by Top Golf. Go down there and hit a few, have a cold beer, and get a burger. And by Sonny King. You need a car? Ask Jay Barker. Or really, go to Sonny King. Matt and Lars, Jay will be with us in about 45 minutes. We'll be right back.
Yo, what's up? This is Labradore's 7-time champ, also known as Big Shot Bob, and you're listening to the Jay Barker Show.
This is David R. DeBose. I'm the Market President, Chief Revenue Officer, and Chief Content Officer for Town Square Media Tuscaloosa, wishing you and your family a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
In a collision, easy decision. One name, one firm, one call. Mezrano.
I made that one call to Mezrano after being hit by an 18-wheeler. He got me $875,000.
I made that one call to Mezrano after being T-boned on McFarland. He got me $125,000.
I made that one call to Mezrano after my fender bender. He got me $50,000.
One call, one firm. Mezrano. No representations made that quality of legal services to be performed is greater than quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Because there's no such thing as too much sparkle at Christmas.
At Fincher and Osmond, diamond stud earrings start at $0.25
and go all the way up to stop you in your tracks 2 carat.
And if you don't know what to get her, this is what to get her.
And Tom can help you out. Fincher and Osmond for Christmas.
Hard, but not impossible to find on McFarland Boulevard between Edgar's and local routes.
And always online at fincherandosmond.com.
You may be into punk rock, soft rock, or classic rock, R&B, hip-hop, or house, country, techno, or techno country. But no matter what kind of music you listen to, here's something else you should hear. Please consider getting vaccinated. Talk to your pharmacist today about Comirnaty, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA. This message brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-342-4301. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-342-4301 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-342-4301 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-342-4301.
Don't miss a play at the Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Your front row seat to all the action. Place bets on all professional and most college sports at the counter, kiosk, or on your phone. Then catch the game on one of our 20 big screens from the comfort of the newly remodeled Timeout Lounge. Plus, the PRR Sports app gives you access to live, in-play sports betting. Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Be more than a fan. Be a player. Must be 21.
Dell Technologies' end-of-year sale is the perfect time to upgrade tech. Save big on the latest computers featuring Windows 11 Pro that easily automate workflows. Don't forget to shop servers, storage, and top-brand electronics with savings up to 45% and all with free shipping. Call a Dell Technologies advisor to help you transform your digital workspaces with comprehensive end-to-end solutions. Find the right tech for your business needs at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Cloudy and cold with some scattered light rain today. Tuscaloosa's high 47. Tonight, gradual clearing with a low at 36. Tomorrow and Thursday, mostly sunny both days with a warming trend. The high tomorrow at 56, the high Thursday at 63. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 52 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Ho, ho, ho. Can you do a Santa? Oh, oh, oh. Better than mine. Oh. Welcome back to the
wonder
Jay
if
Barker
John
Show.
Daly can do a Santa.
Boy, I tell you what, he sure has the white beard for
Here's a word for you. It's a doppelganger.
Oh, it means a look-alike. Right?
Yes.
I loved watching him and Tiger and Charlie. That was a lot of fun.
That
on
was
Sunday.
fun.
I
mean, I almost enjoyed that more than a major
a real
tournament.
there were parts of it I did. This is the Jay Barker Show. Jay's watching Sarah Ashley play a little hoops. He'll join us in about half an hour or so. Meantime, you got Lars Anderson. I'm Matt Coulter, and we appreciate y'all dialing us up, tuning us in on the radio, or through our streaming efforts on YouTube and through BamaInsider. I want to get into the BA and AB situation in Tampa, but real quick, I know you were Christmas shopping last night. Did you achieve your goals for your three little minions?
Nah, I gotta keep grinding.
I'm going today too.
Yeah. I'm
And the
going
worst
right
thing
after
that you
the
and I
show.
could do is go together, because we would not end up in the toy store. But
true.
anyway, you are so close to Bruce Arians, and we're very fortunate to have you, particularly when a story like this pops up. But I'm just going to kind of hand you the ball here.
Okay, yeah.
What
so
happened and what's going on now?
Okay, so yes, I wrote a book with Bruce called The Quarterback Whisperer, published back in 2017, and since then we've been very close. And I wrote a book that came out in October called A Season in the Sun. And it recaps sort of Tampa's season, Super Bowl winning season, and how they it's part sort of profile on Bruce, part biography on Tom Brady, and there's a lot of Antonio Brown in that book. And so I feel like I know Bruce really, really well. I'm actually going down to Tampa here in 2 weeks and going to spend some time with him and his wife, Chris, before the Carolina Panthers game. Okay, so Bruce is sort of getting crucified by reporters all around the country right now because he has decided to give Antonio Brown another chance. Antonio Brown, when he was signed by Bruce at the end or last season, Bruce came out in the media and said, well, hey, let's go to Josh. Josh, why don't you play the clip from Bruce talking about Antonio Brown yesterday?
Coach, back to Antonio, I really appreciate your honesty on that last question. I'm curious, what was the decision-making process for you like, knowing that some people might go back to those comments you made publicly about Brown and say, wait a minute, hasn't this guy had enough chances?
I can give what they think. The only thing I care about is this football team and what's best for us.
Thank you, Coach.
You bet.
That is quintessential
Is that
BA.
the BA we all know and love?
Yeah. So, that Bruce went on to say,
after
that,
he said, "I don't give a."
Yeah, he said, well, history has changed since that statement. A lot of things went on last year that I was very proud of him, and I made a decision that was best for our football team. Okay, so last year, going back to why they signed Antonio Brown, it was Tom Brady. Tom came to his office almost every single day before practice saying, sign Antonio, sign Antonio, sign Antonio. He went into the office of Jason Light, the GM, sign Antonio, sign Antonio. He wants to come here. And so finally they brought Antonio Brown in, And Bruce did tell Antonio, if you screw up once, you're gone. And then Antonio was just a sort of model citizen. I mean, Brady even went to the airport to pick up Antonio Brown.
Didn't he live with Tom?
And yeah, I mean, first off, who picks up anyone at the airport these days? Nobody. Well, actually, you have picked me up at the airport, and you've given me a ride to the airport.
But you know what was different then? I had a shower that day.
Man, I have a 5:55 a.m. flight tomorrow morning. Ooh, it's gonna be brutal.
But you're going to see your mama and your brother.
Yeah, I'm going to see my mama.
Ho, 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 Merry Christmas. That's
Yes,
great.
yeah.
But I'm not taking you.
No, you're not going to swing by at like 4:15 a.m.?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, Tom Brady picks him up at the airport. And then Antonio lives in like a wing of the Brady mansion. It was actually Derek Jeter's that he was renting. But Tom and Antonio became really close when Antonio just spent a few weeks in New England, 1 or 2 years ago. And for whatever reason, they really hit it off. And so Tom vouched for him. And then Antonio said all the right things in the interview with Bruce and with Jason Light. And so they signed him. And the one thing that Antonio said was, hey, I don't care how many balls come my way. I don't care how many snaps I get. And if someone scores a touchdown on our team, I'm going to be the first one off the bench to give him a big hug and congratulate him. And that's kind of what sold Bruce on Antonio. And then and Bruce knew Antonio from Pittsburgh because BA was the offensive coordinator there for several years while Antonio played there. And so he's a great practice player, maximum effort on every play, supported his teammates, was a model citizen. And then off the field, he got a lot of stuff resolved last year. His felony probation stemming from an assault of a South Florida moving truck driver in January 2020 was terminated a year early because of good behavior. He settled a civil lawsuit by a former trainer who accused him of sexual assault. And but then it was last month, his former live-in chef, Steven Ruiz, publicly accused Antonio Brown of producing a fake vaccination card after Brown had failed to pay Ruiz $10,000 that he was owed and when Brown attempted to renegotiate the bill. And but Antonio subsequently has settled the debt. But that accusation led to the NFL's investigation, and they found that, in fact, yes, he did fake the vaccination card, and along with another Tampa player, and that's a violation of NFL rules, as it should be, and it's also a federal crime. It's against the law.
Which somehow that doesn't get discussed a lot in this issue, and that's my problem.
You can't do that. But so that is why Bruce said that sort of history has changed, circumstances have changed, and also Antonio Brown is just let's just talk about him as a person. And I believe in this, and this is what Nick Saban has said too. It's what Tom Osborne, sort of my own personal idol, has always said, is that it's always best to give players a second chance when you can keep them within the structure of a team, rather than throwing them to the curb. And Antonio acknowledged he made a mistake. And it was because, hey, a lot of people have a lot of questions about vaccinations. I'm not one of them. I believe I'm pro-vaccination. I've just been boosted, all that stuff. But I can understand why some people don't want to get vaccinations. And the fact is, it's much more difficult to be an NFL player right now if you're not vaccinated because of the protocols you have to go through than if you are vaccinated. Not condoning at all what he did. He was totally wrong, 100% wrong, but that's why he did it. He apologized profusely to Bruce, and Bruce has gotten to know sort of the real Antonio Brown. Like, Antonio has subsequently moved out of Brady's mansion and he was able to get a place there in Tampa. I believe I think his mom or one of a very close friend lives with him. He hasn't sort of broken any team rules. Brady is typically the first person into the facility. He arrives at about 5:15, 5:30 every morning, but Antonio is sort of usually the second guy in. And Tampa coaching staffs can measure who is on their iPad like each week, right? By the minute, by the hour. Brady is always number one, but Antonio Brown is typically in the top 3. And so he has been a good teammate. He's been a hard worker. And so instead of kicking him to the curb and, sending him spiraling possibly in his personal life, BA is doing what he thinks is best for Antonio. Now it's being portrayed that it is a win at all costs coach. And look, this decision was made before Chris Godwin took that horrible hit to the knee on Sunday and suffered a torn ACL. He was having his best year, really good wide receiver. And I know it was a legal hit, and Bruce talked about it being a legal hit, but to me, it seemed like a dirty play. But you got to feel terrible for Chris Godwin because he was playing on the franchise tag, and so now he goes into free agency with a really hard knee injury. And also Mike Evans has a hamstring strain. Rashard Perryman's on the COVID-19 list, 2 other wide receivers. But this decision was made prior to those injuries and Perryman going on the COVID-19 list. And Matt, again, he's being portrayed as the typical win at all costs coach. And
that's what he looks like.
Well, yeah, I guess, but unless
he looks like a hypocrite. No, he is a hypocrite. I mean, he said one thing, he's doing another.
No,
now he's saying, I don't.
You know what? No, if you say something a year ago, and if circumstances change, aren't you allowed for your opinion to evolve? I
would if it were a guy that deserved a second chance. This is Antonio Brown's 15th second chance. I'm done with him, and BA needs to be done with him.
Did you just hear what I just said?
Yeah, you said things change. He hasn't changed. He's still a POS. I mean, wow. I don't.
You are angry today.
Well, no, this situation angers me. The heck with not having a shower. That's okay. I was really trying to be funny about that. But no, Antonio Brown is not worthy of BA's 15th chance. We are going to pick this up, and I think it will be quite spirited on the other side of this break. You're listening to the Jay Barker Show. That's Lars Anderson. I'm Matt Coulter. Jay will be with us at the top of the hour as he is watching his daughter, who is extremely good on the hardwood as he plays for the Georgia Bulldogs. But Lars and myself will be right back.
Hey, this is Roger Hoover of the Crimson Tide Sports Network, and you're listening to The Jay Barker Show.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
Hi, it's Jay Barker for AVX, Audio Video Excellence. They are the premier provider for custom audio-visual design and installation in the Southeast. AVX seeks excellence in everything it does, including a superior employee experience. AVX offers employees an industry-leading salary, insurance benefits, and 401k options. AVX technicians also receive the highest level of certification and continue training, making it one of the most awarded and decorated companies in the industry. Career opportunities are available now for technicians in Birmingham and Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Join the AVX team by contacting them at avxinc.com.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. If you're average and you're looking for a new pair of running or walking shoes, I suggest you go to an Average shoe store, where they'll sell you a pair of average shoes built for the average person with average size feet. But here's the thing. You're not average. No one is. We all exercise differently. We run differently. We walk differently. And our feet come in all sorts of widths and lengths. That's why at the New Balance Birmingham store, we employ fit specialists who will conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot's size and shape along with your gait, and then determine the best New Balance shoes custom fit to you. Because New Balance isn't your average shoe, and you're not average either. Experience the difference an unaverage custom fit makes today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham. Your feet will thank you.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Hi, it's Jay Barker for Siebel's in downtown Homewood, and now's the time to get your special place ready. Come in and let Siebel's design your porch with Kingsley Bait outdoor furniture and one of their custom swinging beds. For the great room, you're going to need their Carson swivel recliner. Siebel's is the #1 Carson recliner dealer in the country, and Sarah and I, we've got one, and we absolutely love it. Be sure also to check out their famous custom-made beds and bunk beds built by Siebel's and made up with some of their best linens in town. Their staff can truly put your bed together like no other store. You can also follow Siebel's and shop on Instagram and Facebook. And be sure to call or go by their special store in downtown Homewood. The number is 800-448-1962. That's 800-448-1962. And just for listening, go to SiebelsCottage.com and order anything you want and type in Jay Barker for a special discount code. That's Jay Barker for a special discount code available only to our listeners for a limited time on The Jay Barker Show. Siebel's in downtown Homewood or online at SiebelsCottage.com.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan. Letter C, letter O.
Was a part of the team. Once Tom Brady got there, he made concessions because Tom Brady wanted him to make a concession. That's why Antonio Brown is in the Tampa Bay Buccaneer uniform. Last time I checked, Tom Brady is still the quarterback. Tom Brady fulfilled his end of the bargain by making you a champion for the first time en route to capturing his 7th championship. And clearly, with Chris Godwin going down, this is somebody that they're going to need. Now, was Antonio Brown stupid? Yes. Was he irresponsible? Yes. Was his act egregious in terms of a fake vaccination card? You're damn right he is. And all of this notion about it being a private matter, BS. I'm tired of all of that. Yeah, your medical history is a private matter. Your medical information as it pertains to anything else going on in your life, that's a private matter. Whether or not you got the Rona and you could give it to somebody else, that is an entirely different matter altogether, which is why I've openly acknowledged this is what my status is at the start of the show. I'm COVID positive now as we speak, which is why I'm home and not in studio. I believe people have a right to know that. Simple. Having said all of that, with all of that out of the way, in the end, if you are Bruce Arians, you're trying to win a Super Bowl championship. Right. And this dude will probably be gone next season. Ain't much you can do now. You gonna get somebody off the practice squad? See, we keep forgetting Antonio Brown, when healthy and without the drama, was one of the top 3 receivers in the world. This brother is something special. And so when you look at Chris Godwin being down, you know Mike Evans gonna be there. You know Gronk's gonna be there. You're gonna need Antonio Brown. And I'm not going to let him back on the team, and I'm going to be averse to being him and keeping him as a part of the team because I want to make a statement now. You know what? He embarrassed himself. We know what he is, and that's that. But if
Stephen A's bringing the heat. But I think it's very important to point out immediately, and he kept throwing Chris Godwin's name up there. That doesn't have anything to do with it.
No.
That's over on the side. By the way, I just read this. Rashard Perryman, their third receiver, now diagnosed with COVID.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
he's on the COVID-19 list.
And you may have said that
But-
earlier.
yeah,
But
but-
I agree with a lot of what Stephen, and I don't normally agree with him.
That's scary territory to be in. By the way,
What
so
did he
you-
say
but you
that's
know
wrong? What did he say that is wrong?
That, well, we just mentioned he mentioned Godwin, and that's factually incorrect. This decision was made pre-injury to Godwin. All right, so get your facts straight.
Are you talking to me or Stephen A?
I'm talking to everybody. No, but
he broke the law.
He
broke the rules of the NFL, and BA is nothing but an enabler.
Okay, I disagree profoundly, but
Well, will you allow me this? You're pretty close to the situation.
I am.
So your view is probably a little tainted. Would you agree to that? You wrote 2 books with the guy.
Well, one, and then another one is about him. But I think I know BA very, very well, and I think his heart is in the right place. That's all I'm saying. And by the way, Stephen A. Smith, he teased on Twitter that he had a big announcement to make today. Big announcement.
He had COVID.
Can you believe that? That is disgusting.
Anything that you tease.
That is disgusting.
That's
disgusting.
Wow. I do think he's AB.
I played hoops with Stephen A before. Have you ever seen?
Oh, can he play?
No.
Well, I know you've got a shot now. Getting open's another thing.
You know what? That dude, we were playing in a pickup game. I think it was before the finals. It was it was in San Antonio, and they let the media play a pickup game like maybe 4 hours before tip. And he called me for charging in a pickup game. And you should see his shot, man. It is the ugliest shot I've ever seen in my life. And this is the so-called expert on the NBA. Hey, but that's a whole nother issue. Yeah, so I guess, we'll just have to agree to disagree on Antonio Brown. I want to switch top.
NBA for that matter.
Yeah.
I think he's
he's
mishandled the heck out of it, in my opinion.
Okay, let's go back to Lawrence Phillips at Nebraska. I wrote a documentary on this called Running for His Life. And Tom Osborne was absolutely eviscerated, skewered, fried in the national media because he didn't kick Lawrence off the field after he was accused of domestic violence. I think he ended up being suspended for like 6-7 games, and he came back, helped Nebraska win the national championship. And what Osborne said is, look, Lawrence Phillips has been abandoned by figure after figure after figure after figure in his life. I believe if you keep him, so to speak, in the bosom of the team, there's going to be a greater chance for him to make it than if. And Nick Saban has done that same thing with many players. Nick Saban believes in second chances. And I know you're going to come back and say, well, this isn't a second chance for Antonio Brown.
How do you know what I'm going to say?
Because I know you.
You don't. Who do you know better, BA or me?
You.
My issue, by the way, that what you just described with Lawrence Phillips is identical to what Gene Stallings did with David Palmer in the early 90s when Jay Barker's on the team. I think he got in his second DUI. Gene Stallings said he is a whole lot better off if I keep him in foot. He will improve if he stays in the family, if he stays in the football family.
Yeah.
And I get this, but they broke laws. They atoned for them. I don't see any atonement from Antonio Brown.
Well, look, the NFL punished him, and he's going to have to face the music from federal prosecutors. But if the NFL believe that this warrants a 3-game suspension, hey, that's it. I mean, and then it's up to Tampa, and it's up to others to, it's up to the coaching staff to make their decision. And this is what they did. And again, I think it's because Bruce has seen growth and evolvement from Antonio Brown. But I want to switch.
I don't want a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he said one thing that I totally understand. He said, I'm trying to do what's best for this team. Well,
and he also said, I don't give a blank about what anybody thinks. And he truly doesn't.
No, he doesn't. It makes him look bad, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because he's going back on something he said emphatically, you can't mess up again.
It's really, this is the first time since I've known Bruce that there's been this sort of public backlash of him being the bad guy. So it'll be interesting to see just how things play out over the next few days. I want to switch topics here. Darren Ravel, business reporter, was at ESPN for a long time. He put out a poll this morning that said Alabama's paid Nick Saban $110 million over 15 years. Is he 1, underpaid, 2, paid just right, 3, overpaid?
We'll answer that question, or at least give our thoughts on it.
It's pretty fascinating.
On the other side of this break, Jay Barker Show being brought to you, presented by Sonny King, and brought to you by Top Golf. Let's go play right now. We'll play at 2:05.
A little chilly.
Golly, it is. It's nasty, folks. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
This is Terry Banks, Senior Account Manager for Town Square Media, wishing you and yours a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
The countdown's on. Dash into JCPenney for your last chance to shop before Christmas Day. This week, save up to 30% on your favorite kitchen gifts from Cuisinart, Ninja, and Instant Pot. Deck out the family in champion gear up to 40% off. And dazzle their holiday with Yes Please Diamonds, just $25. Hurry in to wrap up your shopping with extra savings in the nick of time. Joy, comfort, peace. JCPenney. Offers valid on select items 12/20 through 12/24. Doorbusters and champion excluded from coupons. Other exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
Hey, Ray Magliozzi here. Have you ever cooked a really fine gourmet meal? Yeah, me neither. But I'm told it all comes down to the ingredients. And when I need ingredients to improve my car, the place I go is eBay Motors. Whether you roasted your last transmission, graded your current floor mats, or pureed your side view mirror on a lamppost, eBay Motors has the right parts at the right prices. 122 million of them. And by the way, if you recently fired up your grill, don't worry, eBay Motors has grills too. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
This holiday season, give the gift of Craftsman tools at Lowe's. With a heritage of performance and reliability, Craftsman is the perfect gift for the project people on your list. There's something for every builder, fixer, and creator you know. Choose from power tools, outdoor power equipment, mechanics tools, tool storage, and more. Shop in-store, online, or through our app, because there are more ways to holiday at Lowe's. And a gift from Lowe's is a gift that leads to more. U.S. only.
If you are tired of searching the grocery store for meat you can trust, you need ButcherBox. They're a subscription service that delivers humanely sourced meat and sustainably sourced seafood right to your door. ButcherBox sources their products from partners with the highest standards for quality, which means you can stop combing the grocery aisles and start getting 100% grass-fed beef, free-range organic chicken, humanely raised pork, and even wild-caught seafood delivered to your doorstep. With ButcherBox, you can select a box that has everything you want, all in one place. ButcherBox is giving new members a 1-pack of bacon for free in every box, plus $20 off each box for the first 5 months of your membership. That's free bacon for life, and up to $100 off. This limited time offer is available at butcherbox.com/radio, or call us at 1-800-BUTCHER. That's 1-800-BUTCHER to sign up.
Don't miss a play at the Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Your front row seat to all the action. Place bets on all professional and most college sports at the counter, kiosk, or on your phone. Then catch the game on one of our 20 big screens from the comfort of the newly remodeled Timeout Lounge. Plus, the PRR Sports app gives you access to live, in-play sports betting. Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Be more than a fan. Be a player. Must be 21.
Cardiology Consultants, West Alabama's oldest cardiology practice, with doctors Hill, Anderson, Lewis, Shaw, Caraway, and Proctor. They're proud to welcome Dr. Petra Lynch January 4th, 2022, and recently Dr. Vishal Daya for everything cardiac and peripheral vascular health related. Cardiology Consultants now accepting new patient appointments. 205-752-0694 or email now at mycdmd.com.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Cloudy and cold with some scattered light rain today. Tuscaloosa's high 47. Tonight, gradual clearing with a low at 36. For tomorrow and Thursday, mostly sunny both days with a warming trend. The high tomorrow 56, the high Thursday at 63. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 52 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Welcome back into the Jay Barker Radio Show. Lars Anderson here with Matt Coulter. Jay's going to join us next hour. Before we went to break, I quoted a Darren Ravel tweet about a poll asking, Alabama has paid Nick Saban $110 million over 15 years. Is he 1, underpaid, 2, paid just right, 3, overpaid? And I've gotten this question a lot from my friends around the country. And I always go to looking at enrollment. And I've been on faculty at Alabama now for 9 years, been teaching there for 12. And I have noticed a dramatic change in the student body. So when, in many ways, when Saban arrived in 2007, Alabama's enrollment was 25,500 roughly. And out of state, but by 2017, and I don't have the most recent numbers, so it's even gone up more than this, but this is by 2017, that number had gone up to 38,500. So 13,000, right? And not only that, in 2014, out-of-state students outnumbered in-state students for the first time in school history, which is very rare for a state university. And by 2017, only 41% of the freshman class came from Alabama. Now, this is profoundly important to the overall finances of the school because, as we all know, out-of-state students pay nearly $20,000 more annually in tuition than in-state students. So let's just say if all 38,500 students in 2017 were paying in-state tuition, the school's revenue would have been $415 million. But if you make that 59% of the student body paying out-of-state, which is what in fact happened, that goes up to $835.4 million. Again, let me repeat that. If all 38,000 students in 2017 were paying in-state tuition, university would have revenue of $415 million. But in reality, it was 59% of out-of-state. And that total tuition revenue becomes $835.4 million. So you double it. And that, to me, is because mostly of Nick Saban. I've been all over the country I remember, and I've talked to high school kids about this. I was in Newport Beach, California, doing a story, and Newport Beach is like where the coolest of the cool kids are.
That's why you were there.
I was doing a story actually on Mr. Irrelevant, last player drafted.
Yeah,
that's where
great story,
that's where they have the parade. Yeah, it was fun. But I heard I was out to lunch with this player, and I overheard a couple high school kids talking about how they were going to Alabama. And I was shocked. And I asked them, why? Why are you going to Alabama? And they said the school represents winning. It represents like the height of Southern culture. It represents championships. I'm like, are you talking about Nick Saban? They're, yeah, it's all about Nick Saban. And I've heard that over and over and over. Your analysis quickly. I know we got less than a minute.
Not a big deal because we have another hour, and Jay should be with us. Go back to 2014. 60 Minutes does that in-depth segment.
Armin Katan, our buddy.
Armin did it, and pardon my memory fade, I didn't have a shower. Who was the president? Is it still
it was Witt.
Still okay. He said this is the greatest investment the University of Alabama has ever made. He is so underpaid. I don't need to go in much more depth.
Results of the poll: underpaid 55%, paid just right 31%, overpaid just 13%.
Jay Barker Show. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Achieving your personal best often comes down to how you feel. And when it comes to the right shoes, nothing feels better than New Balance. The fit specialists at the New Balance Birmingham store conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size, shape, and gait, determining the best New Balance shoes for you. Experience the difference of custom fit today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option: high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
I'm excited to tell you about our newest sponsor here on the Jay Barker Radio Network. They pioneered the chicken finger box and the chicken finger restaurants. That's Guthrie's. Guthrie's recipes and process are often imitated, but never duplicated. Look, their sauce is probably the most copied sauce of all sauces all time. And I've known this family since my days down in Tuscaloosa, and they came over, and man, I tell you, it's nostalgic even today to see my kids going to that same Guthrie's. And great family, do so much for the community, but more importantly, provide the best when it comes to chicken fingers. Get out to Guthrie's today. I want to tell you about my good friends at Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker, and look, Ken Needham has done a terrific job. Local company, 205-980-1505 is their number. That's 980-1505. Again, local, you can speak with the same team every time you give them a call. Full line of products from auto, home, boat, life. You'll trust them. They have a great deal as far as the relationships they build with their customers, and 20 years with the same company and industry. Custom approach for your insurance needs. Give them a call, 980-1505. That is Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com, or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269.
Whether it's for lunch or dinner, head out to the Cajun Steamer. It's a New Orleans style joint that serves authentic Cajun and Creole food, cold beer, and great drinks. They are known for their wide array of Cajun classics and original creations prepared in an authentic fashion. This Louisiana kitchen can have you slapping the table for more. Stop by the Cajun Steamer and sign up for your Alabama, LSU, or Auburn fan card. Eat with the Cajun Steamer while your team is on TV and use your fan card to receive a 15% discount on your entire meal. With locations in Hoover, Trustful, Huntsville, and Franklin, Franklin, Tennessee, they've got you covered. Head out today to the Cajun Steamer.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan.O.
Birmingham's best Mexican restaurant for over 20 years and counting. That's La Paz Restaurant in Crestline Village and Mount Laurel. They've got a great staff, its delicious menu, award-winning cheese dip, and margaritas and vibrant atmosphere have helped to make La Paz a local favorite. Blue corn nachos, Texas barbecue quesadillas, steak and blue quesadillas, Baja fish tacos, signature fajitas, and much, much more. So head over to La Paz today. If you want a great lunch or a great dinner, you'll find all that at La Paz, Crestline, and Mount Laurel for lunch or dinner.
WTUG HD2 Northport and W265CG Tuscaloosa. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Touchdown. That championship trophy is headed back to Tuscaloosa. Now 15 dominating with this defense. Richardson breaks free on the sideline. End zone. Oh, love that. You saw the Gatorade shower this time. I love it. Cooper's wide open. Tide rolling again. Alabama again, the champions of college football. The loser kicker and will not be caught. Touchdown, great. Alabama back on top. Back to the end zone. Touchdown. Alabama wins. The Crimson Tide will not be denied. Devontae Smith cannot be stopped. Saban with his 7th national championship. National championship number 18. 13 in all. Absolute perfection.
Jay Barker led the Crimson Tide to a national championship in 1992. Winner of the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award and a finalist in New York for the Heisman Trophy. Voted the SEC Player of the Year. Drafted by the Green Bay Packers, seeing time with the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. The winningest quarterback in Alabama history with the record of 35-2-1. Member of the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame. Jay Barker brings that same championship quality and football expertise to his own radio network and show. Joining him is University of Alabama professor Lars Anderson, who is also a New York Times best-selling author and a 20-year veteran of Sports Illustrated. Live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham, The Jay Barker Show.
To focus on the next play and not get too bothered about what happened on the last play. I think he has a high standard for himself in terms of what he wants to do, what he wants to achieve, but he also is very focused on the process of what he has to do that, how he needs to prepare, how he needs to understand, how he needs to practice, and he sets a really good example for all of the players on the team by the way he does that, and I think it sort of shows in his consistency and performance, all year long.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time.
All right, thank you. One other thing is, I don't think I'm going to get the opportunity to wish everybody a happy holiday. This is a great time of the year to enjoy family and, have gratitude for all the blessings that we have, even though when you're a coach, you don't get to enjoy it a whole lot until you get right to it. And we have a couple days off, but I just want everybody that supports the program, all the people out there, friends and family, to know that we're thinking about you over the holidays, and wish you a very blessed holiday season. Thank you.
You just heard from Nick Saban. He's getting ready to get the Crimson Tide ready to take on UC. I'm Matt Coulter. There's Lars Anderson. Jay Barker is with his daughter, Sarah Ashley. Really good at Georgia. And he's just going to go ahead and fly it out second hour, too. Good. It's Christmas. You're with your daughter. Have a good time. The Jay Barker Show is presented by Top Golf and driven by Sonny King.
You know, just speaking of family and daughters, I lean on both you and Jay for advice, even though Jay's younger than me, when it comes to raising kids. And my girls are 4. And Jay, when he was when his kids were younger, he would take his he would take Sarah Ashley out on like daddy daughter date night. And I think you did the same thing, right?
I just did it the other day. Yeah. With
yeah, and
Ella
so
Grace.
I can't wait. I'm gonna that's something I'm gonna incorporate into the routine I have with my kids. And just want to say thank you to both you and Jay for just sort of always being there. I mean, it doesn't being a dad, especially being a single dad, as you know, is really, really hard. Really
Especially
hard.
when you got 3 that all look the same, act the same.
Yeah.
Your kids are precious, though. I saw that post on Facebook, and Nebraska.
Yeah.
Lincoln had the Nebraska. I just,
they are really, I'm biased, but
and I know
there are some cute kids.
They are. But it is difficult, especially being a single. And I know Jay's told you this. There it is. Look at those kids. Would you embrace it, man? Because I swear it was just Christmas in our household 20 years ago with all the kids running around. And now, at least I got grandkids, so that's all good. But,
those are some cute kids.
For those of you that missed it last week, I had
pictures
Ella
up on
Grace.
BamaInsider.
Yeah, I had Ella Grace up here, and you were at home, and you had all 3 of them. There were 4 children running around the whole show.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun. Hey, I want to let's reconnect for just a minute on the Saban issue of whether he's under, over, or paid just the right amount. Because I heard something, and I don't have the facts in front of me, but okay.
Yeah,
this is why you need to be on BamaInsider. Go to YouTube, dial this show up, so you can see the picture of your 2 twins flanking.
I told them to make funny faces, and we go to Crestline Bagel like every Saturday and Sunday in Cahaba Heights. If you ever want to find me or my kids, that's where we'll be. And what they enjoy, they will eat a little bit of a bagel, but they really love the cookies.
I can tell.
Yeah, and I told them to make goofy faces, funny faces, and Autumn really got into that one. So sorry.
Wow.
I know it's not good radio when we're talking about pictures that
okay.
not
Christmas,
everybody can see.
Numbers are down. To be honest with you, we're okay. But back to the Saban issue. I think Lars and I both agree he's underpaid.
Yeah,
his value to that university is, I don't know if it's really measurable, but I was around a group just like you were out in California, and there were 2 people in that group that were going to Alabama. I've been in similar situations, and there'll be several Alabama students, and like 1 out of every 5 is from Texas.
Yeah.
Alabama's out of state from the Lone Star State it's astronomical.
I believe for a state school, Alabama has a greater percentage of out-of-state students than any other in the country.
Really?
And it's just been remarkable since I've been on faculty there to witness it just in my own classroom, because it used to be, the very first day of class, we go around the room. I start by introducing myself, where I'm from, my background. And then we just kind of go around the room and we all talk and try to get to know each other, break the ice, and all that good stuff. And it used to be that, 80% of the kids, 70, were from the state. And now it's like Chicago, Boston, a lot from New Jersey, New York State, Washington State, California, a lot from California, Texas, as you mentioned, and just really everywhere. And I always make the point to ask them, why did you come to Alabama? And 80 to 90% will say Alabama football, Nick Saban. And again, that translates to a lot of extra revenue for the school, because out-of-state tuition at Alabama is roughly $25,000 more than in-state tuition.
That's why I stayed in state, because I wanted to go to Missouri or Georgia, but it wasn't going to work out. But I'm interested in your class. Can I just pick your brain for a
Sure.
minute? How many on average students are in your class? 20?
I mean, it depends on the class, but usually, yeah, let's say 18 to 20.
Do you have out-of-country students?
I've had a few over the years, yeah.
Can you measure
it's really
their
hard
journalistic capabilities by state?
Well, no. I measure it by effort. And I tell my kids, my students, that if you give great effort, and that's really what reporting is. It is effort. It is making that extra phone call. It is it is trying to find that extra source. It is waiting all the other reporters out to get that one-on-one with the athlete. It's a fearlessness of being able to walk up to a stranger and introduce yourself and ask pointed questions. It's there's so much that goes into being a good reporter, but if you give great effort, I always tell my students, your grade will take care of itself. I mean, and I used to have a professor at Columbia. What he would do at the end of the semester, he'd call each student into his office and he'd say, "What grade do you deserve?" And then you'd have to sort of justify it. Yeah. You'd have to argue why you deserved an A. Well, actually, Columbia was pass-fail. Why do you deserve to pass or fail? I love the pass-fail system. The only problem with it is that the threat of failure at Columbia is very real, because about 25% of the student body in the journalism master's program failed out.
Is every class you take in your postgraduate degree pass-fail?
At Columbia in the journalism school, yeah.
The other schools are not that way?
No. I don't believe
crazy.
so. I don't believe so. I can't confirm that. And also Alabama and other schools are getting away from using standardized tests as a tool to determine whether or not a student is an applicant is worthy of entry into the school, of acceptance into the school. And I'm a big proponent of that. I think you should look at sort of GPA in high school, other activities, maybe an essay, and because I think standardized tests they don't do a good job of revealing the potential of a student. And that comes from me. I was a horrible test taker, and minor miracle that
pass-fail was good for you.
Well, no, I'm talking about like the GRE,
yeah.
right? And Columbia did not accept the GRE. They didn't accept any. They were sort of ahead of the curve there. That they didn't use the GRE, which is the graduate school sort of test that you take as a factor of whether or not you were accepted or not. But other schools did, and I didn't get into those other schools because I didn't do very good on the GRE.
Lars, isn't the standardized question subject dependent?
Yeah.
I mean, I think standardized testing for mathematics or something might be in order, but for something as subjective as journalism,
yeah.
I mean, you can't do multiple choice in journalism. I mean, you're open for the best classes I had at Alabama were when you got to the 300 and 400 level.
Yeah.
Where the professors were smart enough to know, okay, these kids know what they want to do. They've been educated. Now let's go.
Yeah. That's typically what I
and that's
teach,
what you
the
do.
304 and low. Yeah, I usually I have juniors and seniors for the most part, and some grad students.
Do you have to raise your hand?
No.
Just joking.
I have them call me Lars too, because I don't have a PhD. So
you do in other areas of life. So that counts, doesn't it?
I don't know. I love it though. It keeps you young, keeps you invigorated. It keeps you sort of trying to stay on top of cultural trends of what 20-year-olds are thinking about, what kind of music they're listening to, how they acquire their information. It's really fascinating. Nobody obviously reads a magazine anymore. I mean, it's their phone. Their devices. That's how
Lars,
they get their information.
Do students go to the library anymore?
I hope so.
I mean, I know if
they don't necessarily have to for my classes,
right.
But I taught a couple classes in the library.
And was it Gorgas?
Yeah. It's a beautiful building.
I think I went there twice.
Are you serious? The whole time you were at Alabama,
I studied in my room. I studied in my room.
Yeah, right.
But I was.
What was your major?
Broadcasting. Minor in marketing.
So were you in Reese Pfeiffer a lot?
Yes, but it was called the Old Union Building back then. And I shouldn't. Okay, I'll dog Alabama just a little bit on the other side of this break. Is that okay?
Sounds good.
About what is now Reese Pfeiffer.
That's where I teach.
In 2021, I suppose what that building was like in 1975. All right, we'll be. Hey,
there's a lot of like secret hiding places in Reese Pfeiffer. It is the craziest structured building I've ever been in. I still get lost. I've been there a decade. I get lost in there all the time.
10 years. Do you get tenure after a while, or I mean, is it that done, or was it other side of the break?
No, I'm not eligible for tenure because I don't have a PhD.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
The city of Tuscaloosa's favorite outdoor ice skating rink is back and better than ever in a new location. Come find us at Government Plaza from November 22nd through January 17th. Skate passes and season tickets can be purchased at holidaysontheplaza.com and make great stocking stuffers. Looking to host a private party or celebration? We've got you covered. Learn more about private party packages at holidaysontheplaza.com.
The countdown's on. Dash into JCPenney for your last chance to shop before Christmas Day. This week, save up to 30% on your favorite kitchen gifts from Cuisinart, Ninja, and Instant Pot. Deck out the family in Champion gear up to 40% off. And dazzle their holiday with Yes Please Diamonds, just $25. Hurry in to wrap up your shopping with extra savings in the nick of time. Joy, comfort, peace. JCPenney. Offer valid on select items 12/20 through 12/24. Doorbusters and Champion excluded from coupons. Other exclusions apply. See store.com for details.
During Dell's holiday event, save up to $250 on computers with Intel Core processors. Get special savings on Dell, XPS, and Alienware systems, plus monitors, docks, and accessories, all with free shipping. Call 800-BY-DELL. That's 800-BY-DELL.
You may be into punk rock, soft rock, or classic rock, R&B, hip-hop, or house, country, techno, or techno country. But no matter what kind of music you listen to, here's something else you should hear. Please consider getting vaccinated. Talk to your pharmacist today about Comirnaty, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA. This message brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer. We're planning a trip to Spain later this year.
But our Spanish
is pretty bad. So we're using Babbel.
Babbel's conversation-based method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
There's no easier way to learn another language.
Ahora hablamos español.
He just said, now we speak Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Tuscaloosa Tire and Service. They've got the big brands you know and trust. Goodyear, Firestone, Bridgestone, Cooper, and they can finance for you as well. When you need routine maintenance and alignment, a tune-up, whatever it is, belts, hoses, just basic stuff, or when you don't know what's wrong with your car, truck, or SUV. make it Tuscaloosa Tire and Service. They're dependable. They're trustworthy. That's why they've lasted for over 36 years. Skyland Boulevard, McFarland Boulevard East in Northport on Lurleen Wallace Boulevard. Check out the website, TuscaloosaTireandService.com.
How'd you like to eliminate your expensive cable bill forever or get new satellite internet where cable can't go? Well, now you can have affordable satellite internet service for a few dollars a day. All you need is a mini satellite installed, and you can have unlimited internet connections wirelessly in your home or office. And no cable boxes means unlimited connections and no clutter. You can surf the internet or stream any of your favorite television services with no cable. And the best part is, satellite internet service costs only a few dollars a day for your entire home. Yes, fast internet to surf or stream television for a few bucks a day. Call now for free details and learn how to drop your expensive cable bill.
800-712-8044. 800-712-8044. 800-712-8044. That's 800-712-8044.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Cloudy and cold with some scattered light rain today. Tuscaloosa's high 47. Tonight, gradual clearing with a low at 36. For tomorrow and Thursday, mostly sunny both days with a warming trend. The high tomorrow at 56, the high Thursday at 63. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 51 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
We let our players go home for the break last year, and we educate the families. We give them a care package with everything they need to stay safe. And we have implemented all the protocols here since we've been back that we had last year in terms of wearing masks in meetings, washing hands, social distancing in meetings. And we are encouraging the players to do that when they leave here. So we're really putting the protocols in place that we used a year ago, which was helpful to us. And, we're going to keep doing that. Am I concerned? I'm always concerned when there's an issue out there, and we want to do the best we can to help our players be concerned about the issue and respect it so that they have the best opportunity to stay safe. We've done a good job of vaccinating our players. We've also done a good job of giving our players booster shots, which most of them, I think we have like over 90% of the players, have gotten booster shots. So they really kind of bought into trying to do everything they can to stay safe. But there's no guarantee. So we want to use, every protocol we can to help them stay safe.
You feel like Sinatra should jump in any moment with his music? Maybe not.
I love Sinatra. Love Sinatra.
You hear a lot of him and Dean Martin.
When I was in Nebraska recently, at a establishment, and Summer Breeze came on, or Summer Wind. Sorry, Summer Wind.
Summer Breeze is Seal's song.
Yeah, Summer Wind.
It's also a pretty nice song too. There's Lars Anderson. I'm Matt Coulter. Jay Barker taking the day off, spend some time with Sarah Ashley. We've touched on a lot of different topics, but I think recently we were talking about Lars, who's been on faculty at the University of Alabama for, I didn't realize it's 10 years. It's pretty cool. It's coming up on
finishing my 8th,
okay.
but I was an adjunct for a few years before that.
Okay, so that it's legit to say 10. But we were talking about Reese Pfeiffer, which is the main journalism building. When I was there, golly, that was so long ago. It was just literally called the old Union Building because initially that was the student union building before they built Ferguson. But anyway, and please, with all respect, I loved my college experience. I learned a lot in journalism because we didn't have equipment worth anything. So it was all cerebral. Most all of our journalism classes were about writing or broadcasting and hands-on stuff. That discussions in class. But first time I walked in the old Union building, I was taking Mass Comm 101, and that was my first experience where there's 150 people in your class.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a nice building. The wallpaper was coming off the walls. There's not all that new, good-looking, shiny stuff, and no equipment to speak of. But you get in these classes, and it was the equivalent of junior high school. I mean, literally, there were spitballs flying around, people smoking cigarettes, people drinking Cokes, and the teacher would be lecturing away, and people would be thumping each other. I mean, it was.
Did you go on panty raids too?
Yeah, we did that at Tutwiler. You never did that at St. Olaf? They didn't have panty raids?
That's like a 60s, 70s thing, man.
Well, you haven't lived until you've gone on a panty raid. And more importantly, have them respond. Because you can go yell up at their windows all you want, but if they don't open up, pulling it out, then it's a very embarrassing situation. Which, by the way, I'm not familiar with.
Here's some trivia for you. What happened 130 years ago today in Springfield, Massachusetts?
I put up a peach basket.
That's right. Dr. James Naismith invented basketball in a YMCA by nailing a peach basket up on the wall.
And why? What was his motivating factor for kind of inventing basketball?
You tell me.
It was to keep the athletes fit and competitive between football and baseball. Isn't that it?
It is. Who's your all-time favorite player? I have to go with Larry Bird. He just played different. He saw the court in a way that no other player's seen it.
His basketball IQ was so high, and yet he still liked to dig. He was a really good trash talker.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's anybody I'd rather have the ball with a 3-point shot. What did he say about dunks? They're fascist or something like that? He said anybody can dunk.
Like that, yeah.
Let me get double covered and hit one from the corner. That's basketball. I loved Earl the Pearl.
Earl the Pearl Washington.
I mean, and when he and Frazier were in the same backcourt with the Knicks. Now I'm really dating myself. You weren't around. But with Willis Reed and oh God, Azzy Russell.
You are dating yourself.
Yeah, I really am. But.
All right. So let's just switch gears here and go back to Cincinnati and Alabama in the national semifinal. What do you think, Matt? And I know neither of us have studied it as much as we probably need to moving forward. What is the path for an upset for Cincinnati?
I think it's like Alabama's losses in the past. They have to play poorly. And not even poorly. Alabama could still play well, but they've been prone to get a lot of penalties this year. Turnovers, a mistake on special teams. Because if Alabama just plays like Alabama, they'll win. It's just like any other time they've been beaten. They have to help the other team out.
Yeah, I agree. And
that could be a couple of blown coverages too, which Alabama has been very susceptible to this year.
Yeah. Bo Nix said the other day that he thinks Cincinnati can beat Alabama. And he explained that Cincinnati, they have a veteran group, a solid team. They played Georgia well last year, and that gave them confidence. If you go back to last year and look at that game in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl on New Year's Day, Cincinnati lost 24-21. And again, and he even mentioned Jerome Ford. I think Jerome Ford is probably the Bearcats' best player. And if they can get the running game going, it could cause some problems because that opens up play action pass and all these other things. But so they're going to be playing AT&T Stadium, national semifinal game on December 31 at 2:30. But I think you're right. I think Alabama's biggest enemy in this game is probably going to be Alabama, and before the SEC championship game, Alabama showed a propensity just to kind of play to the level of their opponent. LSU, you can go all throughout the season. They were in a lot of one possession games late in the fourth quarter.
LSU, Arkansas, of course, A&M, they didn't win that one, but there were a handful of games like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't think it will happen, but again, we're going to have plenty of time to get into it. But I know we got a guest coming up here after the break, and really looking forward to talking with Mick Gillespie.
Yeah, he's a great guest. Hey, if you're struggling with finding new ideas for branding and marketing in your business, let me make a suggestion for you. Fully Promoted. They offer extensive branding and marketing solutions to get your name in front of the public. So give them a call at 205-406-6430. Make sure you tell them you heard this ad on the Jay Barker Show for a special deal. 205-406-6430. Are you fully promoted? As Lars just said, Mick is coming up on the Jay Barker Show.
You're listening to the Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
Hi, it's Jay Barker for AVX, Audio Video Excellence. They are the premier provider for custom audio-visual design and installation in the Southeast. AVX seeks excellence in everything it does, including a superior employee experience. AVX offers employees an industry-leading salary, insurance benefits, and 401k options. AVX technicians also receive the highest level of certification and continue training, making it one of the most awarded and decorated companies in the industry. Career opportunities are available now for technicians in Birmingham and Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Join the AVX team by contacting them at avxinc.com.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. If you're average and you're looking for a new pair of running or walking shoes, I suggest you go to an average shoe store, where they'll sell you a pair of average shoes built for the average person with average size feet. But here's the thing, you're not average. No one is. We all exercise differently. We run differently. We walk differently. And our feet come in all sorts of widths and lengths. That's why at the New Balance Birmingham store, we employ fit specialists who will conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot's size and shape, along with your gait, and then determine the best New Balance shoes custom fit to you. Because New Balance isn't your average shoe, and you're not average either. Experience the difference an unaverage custom fit makes today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we have to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Hi, it's Jay Barker for Siebel's in downtown Homewood, and now's the time to get your special place ready. Come in and let Siebel's design your porch with Kingsley Bait outdoor furniture and one of their custom swinging beds. For the great room, you're going to need their Carson swivel recliner. Siebel's is the #1 Carson recliner dealer in the country, and Sarah and I, we've got one, and we absolutely love it. Be sure also to check out their famous custom-made beds and bunk beds. built by Siebel's and made up with some of their best linens in town. Their staff can truly put your bed together like no other store. You can also follow Siebel's and shop on Instagram and Facebook. And be sure to call or go by their special store in downtown Homewood. The number is 800-448-1962. That's 800-448-1962. And just for listening, go to SiebelsCottage.com and order anything you want and type in J Barker for a special discount code. That's J Barker for a special discount code available only to our listeners for a limited time on the J Barker Show. Siebel's in downtown Homewood or online at SiebelsCottage.com.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan.co. Letter C, letter O.
Welcome all. Happy holidays. Matt Coulter sitting in for Jay Barker. Jay spending some time with his family, which is always a great thing to do this time of year. Lars Anderson and myself are with you. And now we're joined by Mick Gillespie. And we're going to talk a little Alabama football. Hey, man, happy holidays. How are you?
And a Merry Christmas to you guys. Happy New Year. Doing well, man. How about you?
Couldn't be better. Still hadn't gotten all my shopping done. Lars hadn't either. Have you?
No, come on, man. No way. I mean, I'm an old school guy, you know. That means 23rd and 24th. I'm out there finding the best bargains and, you know, last second shopping. Now, with Amazon, I did pick up a few things, but the people I bought for are in the car with me right now, so I don't want to say too much else.
Oh, okay. Well, the things that you ordered online, did you have any problem with shipping? Because I'm just hearing nightmares everywhere.
Well, I mean, not yet. I mean, if everything gets in on time, you know, I'll have it on the 24th.
That's all that matters. Yeah, that's all that matters. Hey, Mick, have you had a chance to really dig in and analyze this Cincinnati team and look at their strengths and weaknesses? And do you give them a legit shot at knocking off Alabama, or at least keeping it close?
Look, I do. I mean, and I also thought that Georgia would beat Alabama too. So it shows you how good I am at picking these things. But Alabama's played a lot of close games this year. I really like Desmond Ridder, their quarterback. He's got so much experience, and he's had nothing but success. The guy's been a winner since he's been there. Ford was an Alabama player that transferred out. He's a huge talent. I mean, huge talent at running back. You know, you got a defense that has 2 NFL corners and a team that knows how to win. I mean, they're undefeated. They're the only team in this field that's undefeated right now. So I give them a chance, but they haven't played the strength of schedule, but they have a month to prepare. And this hasn't been the normal dominant Alabama team that we've seen over the years. You know, this has been a team that has had to really fight to win games. They have won them, but that hasn't been easy. And I feel like that this Cincinnati team really can go into this game with nothing to lose. I like the fact that they can spread Alabama out and attack. So, yeah, I give them a chance for sure. And also, don't forget, John Mechie's out. Who's going to step up and take that spot? Who's going to be the guy that is the possession receiver? You know, is it Bolden? You know, is he going to make a bunch of plays? Or is it someone else? Is it Corey Brooks or if I'm Baker, I mean, I don't know. I know there's talent at wide receiver, and I know that the next John Mechie is there. Did they show up against Cincinnati? Question. But I like Alabama's running game, and I think a healthy running game, which Alabama hasn't had in a while, the elixir to beat Cincinnati, where Alabama out physical them. I mean, that's kind of where I think this thing could possibly go.
Do you think if Jerome Ford was at Alabama, he'd be the starter right now? And two, what do you think the Bearcats' game plan on offense is going to be as they try to attack the Alabama defense?
Good question. Yeah, Jerome Ford would be back right now. He would be looked at as the top running back in the draft. You know, I mean, like, think about him running behind this Alabama team that, you know, does nothing but spit NFL backs out. I mean, yeah, I think he'd be a superstar. Not that he isn't already. And, you know, I think the way Alabama attacks Cincinnati is that they just go into this thing and punch them right in the face. I mean, if I'm Cincinnati, I'm going to reverse that, and I'm going to try to be really fast. I'm going to probably go no huddle out of the chute and just try to get a bunch of completions going, get into a roll. Don't give Alabama a chance to establish a pass rush. And basically, I would play a lot like Utah played against Alabama in 2008 in the Sugar Bowl. You just come out and just like do a lot of short stuff and try to gash Alabama early. Not as much the big play, but just a bunch of small plays and see how Alabama responds. I mean, look, Georgia doesn't have the ability to do that. At least they didn't against Alabama. But you know what? You know, go back and look at Arkansas and what they were able to do. And I feel like this is a better version of Arkansas's offense to me.
Question for both Mick and Lars here. Is there anybody or maybe more than one team on Alabama's schedule that is similar to Cincinnati? Mick?
Well, I mean, this is the best quarterback that Alabama's going to face this year. I mean, I besides maybe Matt Corral, you know, I look at Ole Miss and kind of compare them to Ole Miss in a lot of different ways, not just offense to defense. And Alabama had a really good game plan against Ole Miss. So I think that's what hurt Cincinnati is that Alabama's going to be prepared for them. I think it would be better for Cincinnati if there was only a week between the two games because, you know, maybe they just go in there and catch Alabama off guard. But, you know, to me, Ole Miss, maybe parts of Arkansas, I don't know. What do you think, Lauren?
That's a good question. I would say probably Arkansas with Matt Corral at quarterback. But, man,
it's a pretty good team.
You look at Alabama in the semifinals, right? They've made the field every year but 2019, 2020, and they're 5-1 in semifinal games. So after losing to Ohio State 42-35 in a classic game that Ohio State fans are still talking about and still, you know, talking about how Ezekiel Elliott still running through the Alabama secondary. Alabama's won 5 straight semifinal wins. They've beat Michigan State, Washington, Clemson, Oklahoma, and Notre Dame by an average of 20 points. And I would be surprised if Alabama wins by over 20. But and I certainly wouldn't write off Cincinnati. It just you're right. I mean, Mick, they have nothing to lose. Everybody expects them to lose, which makes this even more dangerous. And Luke Fickell is just a tremendous coach. They have a good quarterback. They have a really good running back. They have experience at the right positions. And, you know, if they can win the special teams, pick up some hidden yardage here or there with you know, a punt or whatever, and then win the turnover battle, Mick, I think this is I really believe Cincinnati is a dangerous team, and to me the line, I forget what it is right now. What is it? 13 and a half?
13 points.
Okay. Yes. The line seems too high to me. What do you think about the line? And again, just Cincinnati overall. And I don't know how much you know about Luke Fickell, but just the job he's done there in building this team.
I was at the game in New Orleans where Alabama lost to Luke Fickell and Urban Meyer in Ohio State. And I never liked that team. I just didn't. I thought Blake Stearns was very good. I know he put up some amazing numbers that year passing, but I was never really convinced of him as a quarterback. I thought he was a really good football player and a great athlete, but the guy that Alabama has under center right now might be the best quarterback they've ever had. And that's pretty high praise thinking about, some of the great quarterbacks that have played at Alabama. I mean, there's a list, and it keeps on growing longer, right? I'm not even talking about just the guys lately, but, Chris Snake and Joe Willie and Bart Starr and all those guys. This kid, a sophomore, is as good as any of them when they were in college, if not better. Alabama didn't have that year. Ohio State was just a better team. Alabama had a bunch of weaknesses. They won games, but I saw that. This year, the quarterback isn't the issue to me. It's actually the strength of the team. I like the line at 13 or 14. I honestly think that. It seems high, but it could be a close game, and Alabama could still win by 13. The
they're getting a backdoor team
in these games. Right. So I get that part of it. I think there's a lot of people in Vegas that are like, hey, they thought that it was going to be closer to like 17 or something. But this is a much different team than the one that they lost to in New Orleans, just because of Bryce. I mean, Bryce has been the difference maker all year for Alabama. When they were down in Auburn and he got the ball and went the length of the field to win, I mean, that's as good of a drive as we've ever seen with them. So I have a lot of respect for Cincinnati, and I think that they can beat Alabama. But the likelihood is that this is what's going to happen. Is Alabama's going to go into this game. They're going to run the ball like they did against Ole Miss. They're going to beat Cincinnati up because they're going to have better players at just about every single position, even without Mechie, because the guys who are coming off the bench that haven't played there's another John Mechie. We just don't know who it is that's been there practicing and hasn't had the chance yet. It's just a matter of, are they going to be able to get themselves in the game and make a difference? Alabama's offensive line coming off of their best game ever. And the question that I have is this offensive line going to play like they did against Georgia, or are they going to play like they did against Auburn? But I just feel like there's a different mentality after the way that things went against Auburn. This team is battle tested, and I think the likelihood is that Alabama's going to just go in there and basically out physical Cincinnati. And that's what happened when they played Georgia last year. They outplayed Georgia, but lost the game because Georgia was physically better than them, and that was a Georgia team that had a lot of players opt out and were injured. Alabama's not going to have anybody opt out. This isn't one of those opt-out games. This is a for real deal. You're playing right now for a chance to win the national championship. And Alabama's played teams with a bunch more talent in the first round over the years and has clubbed them. I think Cincinnati has the ability to keep it close, and they might. But I think the likelihood is that Alabama's going to go in there, get the lead on them, and Cincinnati's never going to be able to catch up. That's just my gut feeling.
Mick, it's always a pleasure. Have a great holiday season, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, guys.
Thanks, Mick.
Yeah, great to talk to you guys, and have a great Christmas.
We will indeed. Mick Gillespie on the Jay Barker Show. There's Lars. I'm Matt. We'll be back to close out the show in just a matter of minutes.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Hey, this is Ryan Fowler from Tide 100.9, wishing you a very Merry Christmas and a happy 2022.
Tuscaloosa Tire and Service, they've got the big brands you know and trust. Goodyear, Firestone, Bridgestone, Cooper, and they can finance for you as well. When you need routine maintenance and alignment, a tune-up, whatever it is, belts, hoses, just basic stuff, or when you don't know what's wrong with your car, truck, or SUV, make it Tuscaloosa Tire and Service. They're dependable, they're trustworthy. That's why they've lasted for over 36 years. Skyland Boulevard, McFarland Boulevard East in Northport on Lurleen Wallace Boulevard. Check out the website, TuscaloosaTireandService.com.
You may be into punk rock, soft rock, or classic rock, R&B, hip-hop, or house, country, techno, or techno-country. But no matter what kind of music you listen to, here's something else you should hear. Please consider getting vaccinated. Talk to your pharmacist today about Comirnaty, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA. This message brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer.
Get more diamond than you thought possible at Fincher and Osmond.
It's the artisan-created diamond. It's a real diamond.
And it's real big. A full carat for about the price of a half carat.
She'll be back flipping into the new year when she sees these earrings.
If you don't know what to get her, this is what to get her.
See Tom before Christmas at Fincher and Osmond.
Slightly hidden on McFarland Boulevard between Edgar's and local routes.
The thing about the Home and Auto Bundle from Progressive is that by now you've heard a lot of ads about the Home and Auto Bundle from Progressive. We don't even need the words the Home and Auto Bundle anymore to tell you that you could save big with the ring-tailed lemur from Progressive, or that every hot peach cobbler comes with round-the-clock service and protection. And that's the thing about the goat with magic powers. You've heard a lot of ads about the sushi in Vancouver. See how much you could save with the Home and Auto with the Shaman in the Jungle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Don't miss a play at the Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Your front row seat to all the action. Place bets on all professional and most college sports at the counter, kiosk, or on your phone. Then catch the game on one of our 20 big screens from the comfort of the newly remodeled Timeout Lounge. Plus, the PRR Sports app gives you access to live, in-play sports betting. Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Be more than a fan. Be a player. Must be 21.
Here's a great way to save money on your prescription medications. If you take Viagra or Cialis, we can give you a way to pay as little as $2 a pill. Compare that to prices as high as $60 per tablet. These pills work for men and women to improve their sexual performance. And now for the price of 2 or 3 pills, you can get nearly 100. There's no need to pay expensive prices for Viagra or Cialis. Call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. We offer 24/7 service and always free delivery and confidential packaging. Change your life for the better and have fun. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
800-288-9657. 800-288-9657. 800-288-9657. Again, that's 800-288-9657.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Cloudy and cold with some scattered light rain today. Tuscaloosa's high 47. Tonight, gradual clearing with a low at 36. For tomorrow and Thursday, mostly sunny both days with a warming trend. The high tomorrow 56, the high Thursday at 63. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 51 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
It's the Jay Barker Show. Jay's taking a holiday, literally and figuratively. Lars Anderson, Matt Coulter wrapping up the second hour of the show. As you see on your screen, if you're streaming, the Birmingham Bowl is 1 week from today. I plan on going. I don't know how we're going to do the show and go, but
got to get the boss man to figure that out.
Mark Meadows was here yesterday, and they're really, if you want to get tickets, you better go now.
Yeah, it's gonna be a sellout.
It will be. and it's a good deal for the city of Birmingham, Auburn. And if you've not been to Protective Stadium, go. It's just fabulous. Hey, shout out to Mick Gillespie.
Yeah, Mick Gillespie always does such a good job joining us every week with Bama Insider Live, and terrific broadcaster, and offers just so much good insight and analysis. And one thing that struck me about what Mick said, and I agree wholeheartedly, is the importance of missing John Mechie in this game. And I know that that some Alabama fans may think that Mechie didn't have the season that was expected of him, but man, he was such a great complement to the vertical stretch routes of what Jamison Williams would run down the field. Mechie was always going on those underneath on slants, those little outside routes, and just finding spaces in zone. And you as a defensive coordinator and defensive backs, you really had to worry about both of them. And Mechie was good with getting yards after the catch. And so Alabama's going to need to find that number 2 wide receiver. And certainly the talent is there. There's an abundance of 5 stars, Matt, but it's going to be it's going to be an important role for somebody to emerge.
I know he's taking his hits, but they're going to miss Job too.
Yes.
I mean, he's a very experienced defensive back. Lars, you're going to see family, and then we're not going to be here towards the end of the week, so I'm going to tee you up for the last couple of minutes here and let everybody, you can tell everybody Merry Christmas.
Yeah, well, Merry Christmas to everybody. Appreciate everybody listening to the show, watching us on Bama Insider. We are in, I think, year 3.5 or 4.5 now, and growing the show. We're on all throughout the state of Alabama, down into the Gulf Shores, Pensacola area, and really reaching people all around the world. We have people commenting from Mexico, from over in Europe, and I get people on my Twitter feed telling me that they listen to the podcast of the show. And just Merry Christmas to everyone.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Achieving your personal best often comes down to how you feel. And when it comes to the right shoes, nothing feels better than New Balance. The fit specialists at the New Balance Birmingham store conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size, shape, and gait, determining the best New Balance shoes for you. Experience the difference of custom fit today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
I'm excited to tell you about our newest sponsor here on the Jay Barker Radio Network. They pioneered the chicken finger box and the chicken finger restaurants. That's Guthrie's. Guthrie's recipes and processes are often imitated, but never duplicated. Look, their sauce is probably the most copied sauce of all sauces all time. And I've known this family since my days down in Tuscaloosa, and they came over, and man, I tell you, it's nostalgic even today to see my kids going to that same Guthrie's. And great family, do so much for the community, but more importantly, provide the best when it comes to chicken fingers. Get out to Guthrie's today. I want to tell you about my good friends at Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker, and look, Ken Needham has done a terrific job. Local company, 205-980-1505 is their number. That's 980-1505. Again, local, you can speak with the same team every time you give them a call. Full line of products from auto, home, boat, life. You'll trust them. They have a great deal as far as the relationships they build with their customers, and 20 years with the same company and industry. Custom approach for your insurance needs. Give them a call, 980-1505. That is Southern Assurance Group.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269.
Whether it's for lunch or dinner, head out to the Cajun Steamer. It's a New Orleans style joint that serves authentic Cajun and Creole food, cold beer, and great drinks. They are known for their wide array of Cajun classics and original creations prepared in an authentic fashion. This Louisiana kitchen can have you slapping the table for more. Stop by the Cajun Steamer and sign up for your Alabama, LSU, or Auburn fan card. Eat with the Cajun Steamer while your team is on TV and use your fan card to receive a 15% discount on your entire meal. With locations in Hoover, Trustful, Huntsville, and Franklin, Tennessee, they've got you covered. Head out today to the Cajun Steamer.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan.